as Muslims, we don't say religion apart. No. This is a way of life for us.
Yes.
Everything, there's nothing that's been left unaddressed.
Yes.
They have guidance for everything.
Yes.
So everything we want to do, check first. How does this align? What's the guidance in the religion for this? If you don't know, because we're all learning, 6 scholars that that only
But
that will not
talking about scholars,
that will
there are
not
scholars.
And there
And there are
are
scholars, so
be sure that the scholars you want to are not the ones that will tweak the
and
text
twist
to
everything.
suit their own narrative.
Yes.
Because people sometimes also preach from their lenses. So be sure of who you are seeking your knowledge and your clarification from.
We are back again on our season, and today we are looking at a very interesting topic. We're looking at the Muslimah identity in modern times. Yes, I am still Naimat Demitokwe Abdulaziz, NTA, and today, to do justice to that topic, I have with me my lovely sister.
Mariam Nuruddin Aroli, the pacemaker.
All right, we're looking at the Muslimah identity. Yes, we'll say I'm a Muslim, but it goes beyond that. We're in a society, or we live in a society where a lot of things as actually be a kind of hindrance, maybe because of your hijab, a lot of things. And then we also see a lot of things on social media, and I'm just like, the fact that I'm wearing hijab doesn't mean I cannot do this, I cannot do that. A lot of things are playing out, a lot of things are happening. How do you still identify yourself as a Muslim in the whole brouhaha of the social media? Still, can we hear from you?
Okay, like I used to say, there is information overload. There is what we were not, what was not our business before.
Yes.
Everything now is at the click of the finger.
Exactly.
Everything now is swipe away, flip. And so there's a struggle between remaining you or comparing yourself with what you see every day. And we all know it that because we all have smart devices. Most of the time, people are just posting filtered content,
Uncensored.
filtered content, because they'll package it, filter, do this, adjust that, and that is what you want to compare yourself with. So there's that pressure, like they will say, pressure to what? Pressure to want to meet up with and we are bombarded constantly, from WhatsApp status to Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat and so even without meaning to, you start to compare your life with what you're seeing. And I pity, should I use that word? Or I feel for the generation of those who did not have a life before social media, before smartphone. So everything is around that, and they struggle to want to remain themselves. So for you to be able to maintain a balance, talk. Because your friend that you probably, once you left school, but you don't have any contact with, the fact that you're connected on the social media, and yet you see them posting a milestone today, a connect on tomorrow, you want to sit down and drink.
About your life,
We're the same class, or you also look at the part where you have to do things a certain way to blend,
to fit in,
Funky.
otherwise you seem too rigid. So the struggle is real. You're bombarded. Remember we talked about you knowing yourself and understanding. For one who is still struggling to understand who they are, and faced with this kind of pressure, what if someone is
While she was speaking, I was just trying to process it. Packaging. Okay. If you look at reality, everything is about packaging.
Yes.
You package with sense. And accept with sense. You have a lot of things that you want to package. Everybody is selling their markets. But you know that there's a difference between one product and the other products. Now, as a Muslimah, which one are you? You should package yourself as a Muslimah. Let them see that, yes, I'm unique, I'm different. You don't have to follow them.
You have to follow the trend.
At all. You
To
don't have
belong.
to. If you cannot beat them, you join them.
them.
No. If you cannot beat them, create
Leave
your
them
own.
Because we are strangers.
Leave them and create your own. That's just it. We're always different. Even the hijab alone has made you different.
Already.
So why do you want to follow yourself in their midst? You don't need to. Package with sense. At the same time, create your own with sense.
And give value.
Give value. When you give value, they will look for you.
Because this Facebook monetization thing has even made, in fact, you see some content and you'll be wondering,
Owone.
I really
So as I was saying, the struggle to belong is self-struggle. But at the same time, we all have our personal struggle in our life beyond social media. People feel like Muslim men are not romantic, Muslim marriages are not as beautiful because they don't come online. It doesn't have to be online. You don't have to be happy. Your happiness does not have to be displayed because they say filtered. I've seen so many YouTube channels where the couples were like, get ready with me every morning. And today they are not together anymore. I mean, like, after all these years, all those things they've shown us, not one, not two. So what are we trying to do? Go back to the drawing board. Enjoy your relationship. That good man, that traditional man that you have married, or that married that I feel like, okay, it's just tying you down. Perhaps if you look at the happiness that comes from it, you would enjoy it and compare yourself with social media standards where people say, my husband cannot be this. I know people that are online. They change boyfriends. They are social media influencers. Every year they will show us another picture of another man. Because they have a particular standard they've raised and they will never meet that standard. Because even the Quran has said, we'll continue to struggle till we reach until we get our death. So why are you now trying to create standard that will not work? Why not settle down? Think about myself. What do I need in life? Does this social media come into or fit into my lifestyle? You want to read, you want to achieve success, you are following influence. Everybody wants to be a content creator. You don't have to be a content creator to be successful. Tony Elumelu is not a content creator. You know, some of these people that are our role models, and even in Islam, they're not content creators. Create something for yourself, your own niche that is halal certified, that are beyond social media standard. Because before you know what, there was a time where there was a particular camera we were using. Trend will go, but life will still move on.
So, are you now trying to say, as a Muslim now, we should not expose ourselves to the social media? Or how will I put it? Being a Muslim and there's this ideology that women are meant to be seen and not heard. But obviously, that is not what is happening now. So, being a Muslim, how do you fit into this social media trend thing? But yet, we are still going to pass the message across and then we don't cross the line.
Strike a balance. There are options, there are many multimedia ways of posting online. People do content, faceless brand. I show myself that you can see me on video, right? But there should be a balance. Not everything should be online. Sometimes people I've seen romantic couples, Muslim couples trying to show things that are not supposed to be shown. Strike a balance. There are posts, you can make posts that are not only videos. You can do graphics. There are other apps that you do. Now that you don't have to show yourself so much that you now become seamlessly one-tone display of your physical attributes, right?
Why do you want to be on social media? That's the first thing. Why do you want to be there? Why do you need to be there? What are you going there to do? If you're not able to answer all this, you just want to be there because people are there, then definitely you'll get it wrong. But when you have a purpose that you are going there, immediately you get there, you have your plan, you have your lineup activities that you want to be there for. You know you are there because you want to influence people positively. If you don't have all this, you'll get it wrong. Immediately you are there, you realize that it's becoming toxic for me. Then you need to go back to the drawing board to be sure that you still want to be there or you don't want to be there. You don't have to force yourself to be where you are not, where you don't belong. Because what I realize is that a lot of people are on social media because other people are on social media. Like you have said, monetization. People need money. But there are other ways that you can create money than devaluing yourself. If you are there and there's no value, you don't need to be there. But if you are there and you are creating value, people are getting it. Even yourself not yet, I think what I've said today makes sense. Not even about the likes or the comments now. But when you say something and we didn't know that what I've said makes sense, you don't need to wait for the likes or the comments. Carry on. But some people are there that by the time you talk, like they're any, even if you are speaking rubbish, they are any, yes, you have said it, that is it, but they are misleading you. But when you know why you are there, what you are doing, the value you are giving, then you know if you are supposed to be there or you are not supposed to be there. Supposed to continue or you are supposed to get. Only thing you buy more thing you low. But if
you look at the whole modern times, let's shift away from the social media now. Let's come back home now. As a Muslimah, there are so many things where we look at maybe the traditional life as being a Muslimah, you're just meant to be on the research side, you're not supposed to talk, you have to be as modest as possible. But I just found out that over time, people tend now to expect, even if they slap you, they expect you not to talk because you're a Muslimah. The sister, and just found out that by the time you want to speak and defend yourself, they attach it to the fact that you are covering your hair, and so because of that, there are certain things you're not supposed to do. In as much as you're wearing hijab, does that mean people should trample on your right and you should not talk?
Okay, so I think the baseline for us as Muslim women is everything has to start first from the lens of our values as Muslims. That is the baseline for everything we do. And so culture, society, modernity, anything has to first, you weigh it first from the lens of Islam, from the lens of what did Allah say, what did the Prophet say. And so anything that clashes with that, you step back. No matter how beautiful it looks, no matter how much it trends, because that is who we are first. So when you're able to view everything from that, it is easy to sift. And that's what will, play out in every face. Every place you find yourself, it will play out. Or social media, or real, or interaction, it will play out because what is your guiding principle?
Yes.
Will this count on my scale for me or against me? So when we're able to do that, it makes it even your career choice.
Okay.
It will help you. Because at the end of the day, you are thinking of what's the benefit at the end of the day? This thing I want to invest so much in. It will also play out in your everyday interaction. For instance, there are some people I will not follow or I will not interact with. Why? Because it doesn't
conform with
it doesn't. Why would a Muslimah find it difficult to go to a club? Because it will gel. It doesn't gel. Now, club is even being extreme. There are certain places that I shouldn't be found in. Why? Especially for us women that have this identity already. You go explain that, because it's a case of what are you doing there? You represent so many thousands, millions. So when we view everything from the lens of, it makes it easier. That's why you will not go overboard. Because you will quickly remind yourself that this one is going overboard. This one is. So anything at all, even our everyday interactions, even you want to do business immediately.
You should know the kind of business.
These days, just you get bombarded on your phone. Quick credit. Come and collect. Why this one nobody's saying it. But why won't I go into it? I am first a Muslim. This is between me and my Lord. So when you are viewing everything from the lens of between me and my Lord, it goes beyond validation, it goes beyond conforming, it is first for his sake. Yes. And that's why you can turn everything from ordinary to extraordinary. When you are seeking the face of your Lord beyond what you're doing. So it makes it easier to be able to navigate. We are not supposed to be on the outside. We are not supposed to. Where is this coming from? Because at the end of the day, when matters that affect us happen, who will talk about us?
Yes.
If you don't tell your stories, if you don't talk about your struggles, who will? Is this someone that doesn't understand that? Okay, look at the issue of hijab for Muslim female lawyers. Look at the struggle we had over decades, over years.
Yes.
When you say it to others, they did not understand it because they didn't understand why we cannot go out without this headscarf. Hey, is it not just for? Are you fine? Oh, you do not understand that it means I'm naked. You are saying, is it not just your? It is not just. But they will not understand it because they don't know. So you say I should keep quiet. I should. Who will explain this to the world? Who will defend this? Yeah, we need female doctor. Is it not just? Hey, you don't get it. Beyond this struggle of wanting to get health, this does not go well with who I am. So we should not talk. We should not. When the matters, when the die is cast.
Yes.
Put it
It's only when you know your value that you can differentiate. A lot of people don't even know their value. You don't know how unique they are. You don't even know the uniqueness that they have in them. They don't know how Allah has created them. As in, the goodness in them, they don't know it. How can they translate it? If you don't know all these things about you, how do you want to tell the world? He said, if you don't tell your story, others will tell your story. But of course, they will tell it the wrong way.
Yes.
So it is better for you to tell your own story the way it is than wait for other people to tell your story the wrong way.
It's now so alarming that we now even found out that some of our Muslims are now falling short of the expectations. As much as we try and say, like, for you to be a Muslim, you must be modest in certain things. Now, abnormality is now becoming normality. Things that you just, what's the big deal there?
Because we didn't start from the basics.
Because we didn't start from the basic. So you just,
Understanding it.
We're
do you understand?
we didn't start with, before you are done, why do you need
Why
to
do you need
it?
to? Exactly.
We just continue to say,
Wait. Obìnrin tó bá ti
And
bàlágà kó
you know,
borí.
like I used to
Yes.
say in certain quarters, to wear the hijab now is very fashionable.
Yes.
Yes.
Oríṣiríṣi
So
o.
like before that, okay, fine. Fine, see. So it is even fashionable now
Now.
to use the hijab. But beyond how it looks, beyond how
What's your
presentable,
why of the
why
hijab?
are we using it? Many don't understand that. And
At all.
that's why we are falling short. That's why with the hijab, you'll still be found in certain places that you should
not be found.
Because you don't understand that hijab, no,
It's beyond
it's
blessing.
contradictory to Kinit Mufesh. So
Yeah.
that's we are not taking it from you. And that's why sometimes you see very young girls now, they're using the makeup. It's because for them it's attractive. But what I struggle to please let them understand the weight that comes behind this face veil.
Yes.
It's not for you to just make it look beautiful for them and say that yes, I love the way I look. It's beyond the look. When the die is cast, when you find yourself in certain situations, will you be able to defend this thing that?
Yes.
So we're not taking it from the basis, from the roots, the real knowledge, the correct knowledge. Some people are doing it even for their spouses.
Yes.
My husband
Yes.
wants me to wear
Yes.
hijab. That is
Yes.
it. So now tell me, when that person finds herself, she worries, I'm wearing it for my husband.
If anything happens,
People feel like they are not entitled to so many things. Hijab is containing them for getting jobs. People don't want to apply for jobs because they're wearing the hijab. You don't want to do things because they're wearing the hijab. But he knows that it comes with a lot of responsibility. The hijab represents a lot. Because if you say one, it means 1 million women have said one. So we should realize that when we are wearing this hijab, you are a representation of some people. So why am I wearing it? Like she said, why am I wearing it? What are the rewards? And behind it, we should be worshiping Allah. It doesn't make you better than the next person. But the fact that you are doing it to seek Allah's pleasure.
And it keeps you in check.
It keeps you in check.
there are three things that I picked. I picked from here, I picked from her also.
Yeah.
Understand what age should you start using hijab? A child that is, let me say, an underage, that is not even up to 12, that start using niqab. How well does she understand it?
Yeah.
Her character. A child that is still building her own character. How well does she understand the niqab? She doesn't even understand the hijab yet. Not talk of the niqab.
And that's why we have many timid children these days. Again, if you want to dig into it, some of these children were just it because they are naturally shy. So it fits in for their personality that I can hide. You will not dig into it. You just say, mashallah, from very early age.
And it's
Constant reminder.
That amazes me.
Embassy,
Even what even amazes me is even our Islamic schools. You find out that when the students are in secondary school, they have their hijab with their uniform, and by the time they get into an institution, there's no more hijab.
Because it was just an
because you don't understand it.
They are not constant reminders. Tell them we should not even make it punishment.
We
You know when they are
don't
going back
train
inside,
them.
no,
We don't train
they
them.
make it attractive and also learning beyond it. Okay, why are we doing this? The hijab is cover our modesty. Sometimes children have identity crisis. It's normal to have identity crisis.
First of all, it's even before modesty. First of all, it's an injunction
From
from
Allah.
Allah.
Yes.
This is what your Lord has said.
Said them. Obey before you complain.
Before you now
And-
start thinking irrational.
No.
Your Lord said, do this
This
when you
one,
get to a certain
Age.
From there, we'll now build it because, so that they don't see it as so which one?
Because if they don't know the reason, their counterparts in the university or some of the secular schools will now make them start doubting themselves.
Yeah,
This is where identity crisis comes in.
Yes.
They now come home. Are we ready to listen to the mommy? I'm feeling somehow. Are you ready to tell them, my dad, I'm feeling somehow? How do I do this? Sometimes it takes just a minute. When our parents, our children will call us, we are feeling somehow. Are you open for them to tell you how they really feel? I don't feel like wearing this hijab. What I go to tell her? How do you tell her that this hijab is Allah's commandment?
Not even about
Father's
me.
obedience.
Sometimes you realize that maybe they go to the madrasa and they say that, he did not put on the big hijab. He did not put on your socks. And the girl is wearing it because
Overwhelmed.
of the ustaz. And the day the ustaz sees the child with a small hijab, but you used to wear a big hijab. Why are you wearing a small hijab? The challenges come.
Uniform for the school I was coming to. Usually.
Because I know somebody that has told my child before, I said, your mom is wearing a big hijab, why are you wearing a small one? And the person came to me and told me, I said, I will not force my child to wear a big hijab. She needs to understand the first.
Yes.
So we need to stand as parents that understand the reason for the hijab, stand for them.
We need to let our girl child know that wearing hijab is beyond fashion, and wearing the hijab is beyond, I'm just a Muslim. Why are you wearing it? There are certain things, there are certain rules, and there are certain things that are attached to you wearing this hijab. We'll go for a break now and then we'll be back. Yes, still on our season, and we're still trying to identify the Muslimah in modern times. But as much as you want to identify yourself as a Muslimah, you must always know one thing, that you are a Muslim, and that already differentiates you from so many other things around you. So in whatever you want to do, however you want to present yourself, don't forget that the Quran and the Hadith are there for you as a guide. Still,
Yes. Like we said earlier, anything, no matter what it is, we don't, as Muslims, we don't say religion apart. No. This is a way of life for us.
Yes.
Everything, there's nothing that's been left unaddressed.
Yes.
They have guidance for everything.
Yes.
So everything we want to do, check first. How does this align? What's the guidance in the religion for this? If you don't know, because we're all learning, seek scholars that
But
that will not
talking about scholars,
That will
there are
not
scholars
And they
and
are
there are
scholars.
scholars. So
be sure that the scholars you want to are not the ones that will tweak the
and
text
twist
to
everything.
suit their own narrative.
Yes.
Because people sometimes also preach from their lenses. So be sure of who you are seeking your knowledge and your clarification from.
Yes, I remember a particular video that I saw about an afam. I think there was a rejoinder video to actually withdrew that statement where he said a woman that uses washing machine to wash her husband clothes.
That's the reason we needed to clarify.
Do you understand?
And some people do not even they are not worthy of the name scholars.
Honestly,
If not
yes.
for this
Who is a scholar?
Exactly.
free media that
Free
everybody
media
can.
will just come up with so many
be
things.
sure that you seek clarification, you seek guidance, because we have guidance for
everything. Yes.
everything.
Because
So be sure that it doesn't leave any doubts in your heart between you and your Lord.
Yes.
So ultimately, nothing they are going to present Again, like I used to say, there's no record you want to break in this life again. Then you're going.
Then you're going to
Break
break it. There's nothing
But
new
your
on that.
You always be in the middle.
Your
always be
record
doing
with your Lord is
your
just yours.
Yes.
And you are the only one that can break that record. So continue to seek for, okay, this thing I want to do, what does Islam say? What does Allah say
about it?
How can I use it for my own benefit, as in on my skills of good, as against, I can freestyle. No,
freestyle
doesn't
in Islam.
freestyle. Yes, we don't freestyle. We look for how it works for you.
Talking about the scholar, you said there are scholars and there are scholars. We have a lot of learners, students that have become scholars on social media. And unfortunately, we don't make research. Whatever they say, àfáà mi sọ wípé
Yes, blind followers.
line ẹni mo
They
lọ.
don't go.
Táfáà mi ò bá ti sọ wípé brother Sonika sọ wípé that's where I'm going to. Not that you go back and say, okay, he said so thing. Hey, John Bulu and Quran. Where is the Quran? Where is the Hadith? Give me a reference. Then go back. Check it through yourself and be sure that yes, is that what it really means?
Because also there are even some things that are written, but there are context to it.
Yes,
Yes, recently.
Exactly.
There are context
to
to it. So someone cannot just isolate something
Yes.
And give meaning to it.
and then twist it from
Twist it, and that's the end.
So
And you just accept it.
in that twisting, they call something in law literal rule and mischief.
and mischief rules.
Mischief rule is to correct any mischief that can happen from the interpretation of a particular law.
Thank you.
But people now use that rules to now confuse people that are innocent.
Yes.
So understand that the media is here for everybody now. Anybody can just be in front of the media and start saying, this is not because they have oratory powers. People are very good, but they cannot deliver very well. So know where you're learning from. If you need help, we said, I always say every time, seek the right help from the right source. Mentorship has been eroded because everybody now has where they can start from. Self-help, self-founded, self-deliver. You must still have a mentor you look up to.
Of course.
Either as a Muslimer, and they will start looking for mentor. They are mentors, the same way they read for in mainstream media, they are mentors in the Muslim community. You will see far, because they are not popular, does not mean that they are not there. So seek from the right source. They are doing, you want to learn about law, they are Muslims there. You want to learn about business, they are Muslims there. Get a Muslim business coach. For anything, we already have mentorship from seasoned Muslim elderly ones.
That you don't have to struggle with.
Because if you go where you're not needed, you have to compromise. Why you compromise, you lose your identity. And what
You start seeking relevance.
Yes, to ride on this. I think last year or 2 years ago, I stumbled on a post on Facebook that the lady in question was replying to a Muslim woman that consulted her. I can't remember what she is, but she's supposed to be, I don't know what she is, but she was, insulting her that I told you to go and meet with your husband. You're telling me that you're on your period. Shebi now they find belle. And it hurts me that you are a Muslim woman. Maybe you need fertility. But you did not think of a Muslim like you
That understands
your values, that knows that you cannot be intimate during your period. You now went to someone who doesn't understand and is now insulting your values.
Don't let desperation push you to where you don't need.
I'm writing on what Miriam said, that you have enough within.
What's that?
Because there are things that are peculiar. Nobody is saying that you can't reach out to. You can, but there are things that are peculiar that one who is not a Muslim like you
will not be
You'll
able
never
to
understand. You'll never.
Because they will look at you like, she was saying that you say you're ovulating when and everything else. I just had to flip like So yes, we have enough. If you don't know, ask for recommendation. Ask for you will get. We have pools of people that you can seek help when you need it from the right sources. So that you don't get lost in the ocean of the social media and trends and you start to look for yourself. The struggle is real though. We cannot
It's real.
It's real. So in the whole of this, being an hijab now, should you restrict maybe let me start from the educational line. Are there courses that because you're wearing hijab, you can actually study this course?
like they say these days, that some of the courses that we even went to go and study, is it still relevant? So yes, we will sit down and break it down. Okay, this beyond just wanting to go to school, beyond just wanting to get a degree, what's the relevance of this thing? I want to go and put in so much time, put in so much. So before we now break it down to okay, because yes, everything that we learn can be used for or against us.
Yes.
What is your why?
So yes, at the end of the day, you sit down with yourself. What's the motivation? Why am I bell bent on studying this? I tell people that I became a lawyer by chance. I wanted to do international relations and diplomacy that year. But when I opened the jam broken and they said I should do further maths, and I next day I just started flipping. What's the next thing I can do without maths? I saw law. Although it wasn't like, so, but I wanted to, even the international relations, but at the end of the day, what do you want to do? What do you want to study? What do you want to go into? What profession? How do you tweak it for yourself? For the benefit of humanity, to see the face of your Lord, so that it becomes a plot. Nobody will enter Jannah because you're a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah.
The only
It is the impact.
come into play is you used it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so we cannot restrict and say so. But at the end of the day, this course or this profession or this line I want to go into, so to what end? What am I going to achieve with it? Because many lawyers that are baking cake today, and at the end of the day, you may even read it just for knowledge, reason alone, and for branch out into other things. However step, I check it. Does it align? Can I still, worship Allah with it at the end of the day?
Okay, so what you said now, you said you wanted to study international relations, blah 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 blah. I, for one, I wanted to study mass communication. That was just it. And I had my reasons. In those days, when you look at the TV, you see people like Ganiat, Adebanjo, you see Amina Mohammed, and I had one person then, late Amzat Yemi Dogu. I look at them like, yes, I want to be like them. I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to talk. I want to be with people. I want to be with children. That was me. As I said, I studied my mass communication. But along the line, after marriage, I realized that I needed to stay at home with the children. He's not going to be at home all the time. So somebody had to step down. I had to step down and venture into other things. But everything I ventured into, in fact, when I had a bakery and a catering school, when they asked me that, what are you study mass communication? What are you doing? I said, yes, I'm communicating through the stomach. Everything is communication. Everything is communication. If I'm not communicating, I'm not speaking. So everything I did, I made sure that it was always around communication. My decoration was about speaking something good about your marital life. Communication. So when I ventured into counseling also, I was like, okay, I'm also doing what? Communicating to make things better at home, help them sustain their home, and like people about marriage and how do you maintain your home generally. So if you don't have a why of going into it, there will be an issue. And all in all, looking at those Muslims in the media space really helped me. I didn't see others. I saw them. In fact, when we had a program in school and we had to go to NCA in Abuja, I met what is Awa Mohammed. No, not Awa Mohammed. I forget that something. Her first name was Awa then. I met and I was like, no, I want to be like this. So when I had the opportunity of going to the media space also in Abuja, and I was told to present, I was so happy that yes, this is what I want to do. This is my dream. You get, if you don't have a why, and you are told to step back, it will be easy for you to step back. But if you have a why, and you are told to step back, you see that I'm still going back to my, I'm still going back there. This is just, I'm just having a break, but I'm still going. Whatever that you do during that period, it will still be surrounded by your why.
Yes. There is a value that you transcend and children be like, I want to be like my mother, even though I want to do more than that. So beyond what I'm doing, if you are going to be a doctor and your children are not feeling that impact from mom, like, I don't want to be like a mother. You need to bring that energy.
Build that legacy for them.
I try to tell my children when they were young, as far as when they are one, this is what I'm doing. I want to be a lawyer, that is this. I keep telling them that so that they will be inspired to do more. I don't have girl child, but like whether they're a girl or a boy, you must feel the impact from your home. Because if you are not happy, the children will not also have something to do for our parents. They will just now looking for role models outside, role models that are not good, that are not Muslims. If you cannot do it, get them a mentor that can do it. So I'm already mentioned that she had a mentor for her sons. You can't have a mentor for your children because you can't be all in all for your children. Sometimes the children want to hear something new. They want to hear from somebody outside. Get a parenting coach to help you with all these things. Because in the end, our fulfillment might not be only the marriage. It could be just going out in the morning, coming back, and I feel like I would not be happy. I would bring that happiness into my marriage. You're happy in your job, you're happy in your relationship, you're happy in your friendship. Sometimes we want to talk about our career. You're just happy about it. So don't let a baraka be boxed in one corner. Allah is magnificent. He's magnanimous. He has so much to offer us. And as a Muslimah, if you ask Allah, He will create for you. He said, if you ask from Allah, Allah will give you and you'll be satisfied.
There are many parts to us. And maybe our life challenges or where we find ourselves is what really
Inspires.
corners us. That it makes you feel like this is only what I am.
Yes.
There are many parts of us, many. You know, I
Because we are limited to that.
Yes. So whether we like it or not, what you represent, you may be seeing yourself as I'm just this, but what you represent for everyone around you is different. So we must continue to build on all these other parts of ourselves and continue to show up in these other parts. Again, you may not be to the whole world. Nobody says everybody has to be viral or influencer. No. But in your immediate where you interact, where you at least people value all the time. Let your children see you. Let the energy they get from you be fresh. Don't be an tired mom, overwhelmed mom, or cranky mom. Your husband too. This woman. And even your parents, your siblings, your colleagues, your friends. By the time you are able to, balance, you'll be able to you make meaningful relationships everywhere that you find yourself. Again, all of this that we are talking about, like we mentioned earlier, there are some things that are twisted to fit people's narratives. Some people will want to push it down on you that Muslim women are not supposed to do that. They are not supposed to do that. They are not supposed to work. All of us are supposed to be stay at home. All of us are and then we start getting you and me versus them. Those that want career will say no. See, you just need to maintain a balance. A woman's mind has to be intellectually engaged. If your own is to make money from the house,
Make it.
Yes.
if your own is to make it from outside, because whether we like it, at the end of the day, we all need money.
Yes. Financial stability is
We
very,
need-
very, very important.
We need, because they said the wives of the prophets they were not working because they wanted to buga. Some of them were just working, earning because they wanted to do stuff. See, is it every time they call you for solar that your husband is providing for it? We go and meet him again that and my mommy and my daddy needs can they come to sort things.
Exactly.
Or I want to contribute to. So sometimes you just need something on the side. They're just bringing you. It doesn't mean you're hustling. No, you don't have to hustle. Yes, you don't have to. But that's something that keeps you. That doesn't make you feel like
We don't
Down through there.
Yes.
or you're just hanging.
Yes.
So, but of course, at the end of the day, maintain a balance.
Create fulfillment for yourself.
Especially in the social space, know how to manage yourself. You don't have to be on every platform.
Or to jump on
You
every
don't have
page.
to be on every post or follow every
Every challenge.
or follow every. Know when to please
To set
know when
the boundaries.
You can do social media
Censor your social
detoxification.
media.
You don't have to be there. You can take leave for a while.
Thank God that in the beginning, social media didn't have any way to take breaks. Now, because before, if you needed to take a break for you just have to deactivate your account. Now you can
Log out.
Now you can block. Now you can
follow.
unfollow. You
You
can
can
mute.
mute.
Do whatever it is you need for your own sanity.
They
For your
manage
mental
the
health.
algorithm.
Sanity
If
is
you
very,
make
very
the algorithm, if you
important.
like something that is not good, algorithm will keep bringing it to you.
Yes.
You bring bad marriage. If you watch 2-3 bad marriages, you start
to keep-
seeing marriage.
yes,
You not
to
start
keep
going home to go and crank
Find
with
your
some man.
husband.
So
So it's
what the
important.
algorithm, you can control your algorithm by looking for something that's substantial, that makes sense. There are many intellectually inspiring posts and content online.
Like they
Don't
say,
follow bad ones.
the books you read shape your thoughts. The company you keep shapes your attitude. If you continue to part of the books is content.
Yes.
Continue to follow rubbish, misery, you will continue to feel like
bad.
that's how life is.
Exactly.
Do something good for yourself.
Yeah, it's been an interesting session here, and we have been identified in modern terms of being a Muslimah. You must learn when to set boundaries. You must remember that whatever you do, the Quran and the Hadith should be
Your watchword.
your watchword, must be your guide. And the fact that you're a Muslimah does not mean you cannot make money. You
Make
can
your
make
money.
your halal money without hustling and without stressing yourself. And the fact that you're staying at home mom does not mean you have to be redundant. You can challenge yourself. There are so many things online you can do, so many AI tools you can actually do to also make money from the comfort zone of your home. So being a Muslimah, being an hijabi is not meant to be a challenge to you. Rather, it is something that you should see that you are going to be there to make impact and let other people see that value in you too. Thank you for staying tuned. See you sometime very soon. Bye.